Yeah, you read the title right, and if you didn't already know about this comic's existence, well, I'm sorry. Yes, this is a real official comic from Detective Comics themselves. Yes, I'm using their government name. In case you're wondering how this comic even escaped, here's how. The year is 2024. DC, always looking into the future, decided they needed an April Fool's comic. And what should they do for this lovely holiday as a way to make their readers laugh? Then, one creative mind says to the room, what about a one-shot comic where
Harley Quinn Fart Comic.
And surprisingly enough, that's not the worst part, as they also made it a scratch and sniff comic. Yes, because what we needed more than the fart comic was to feel like we were actually there with the fart! You know, they wonder why manga are putting them through the ringer when this is the slop they come out with. Yes, manga does have some absolute disgusting ones out there, I'm not gonna deny that. However, they still make sure to deliver us some bangers, make sure that we don't riot. These bums, what do they give us? Spider-Man being cucked, a glorified Tumblr fanfiction, and now this! These people have stopped with the creativity and started giving us radioactivity! Anyways, yes, this was a long intro, and yes, I was stalling for time. But unfortunately, I can stall no longer. Let's do this. The comic starts with Harley watering Ivy's plants, clearly putting way too much. Ivy tries to show Harley how to water them properly, and then... Already! I know what I signed up for, but second freaking page, these guys could not resist any longer. They're both taken aback by this, and then Harley begs her to do it again, seemingly obsessing over the fart. She even tries to do one herself, which causes Ivy to leave, thinking she's making fun of her. And that's the end of the comic. Thank you guys for... Yep. Harley is devastated that Ivy hasn't spoken to her since that incident, eating ice cream to help her cope with the situation. Before coincidentally, she drops some of it, which lands on a flyer of an art fart presentation. I wish I was kidding. And dude, how did this many people arrive at this stupid art show? Harley's criminally insane, that's a given. Does that mean everyone else here in this room is a vile member of society? The art show is trying to make farting seem like something celebrated throughout history. I wonder who wrote that in. I guess in this universe, pink eye was the pandemic that wiped out Europe. Unfortunately, the fart propaganda works on Harley, as she now believes it's all romantic. Wait, what the? Now you guys are calling it vile and disgusting? Did you think that fart was some acronym for fully automated robot tank? Obviously it was gonna be about the bodily function. You can see it in the flyer. Can none of you NPCs see or let alone read? Oh wait, hold on. Maybe it was the pink eye. Harley decides the only way she can make it up to Ivy is by stealing love letters about farting and hides till they close in a goat screaming statue. I thought it was only in bad movies, but I guess I'm wrong. They brought the worst joke in Hollywood to comics. It's mind-boggling to me how they've somehow kept this thing relevant for that long without a single person in the theater laughing.
I actually thought it was...
After successfully hiding, she's about to get away with the love letters until this... Does she have a name? Dutch Oven. This took way too long to find. Dutch Oven warns Harley that these letters are cursed, with Harley clearly not taking her word for it. Oven gives her more context, telling her that her husband got these letters for her after seeing the love written. Is that political messaging in the back? You know, I try to steer away from politics in my videos, but it's completely in my face now, no running from it. And to this, I call this all racist. Who's to say that black people can't be pervs, or Asians can't be misogynists, or Latinos can't be racist? We're all horrible! Harley, unconvinced, goes to leave, but Oven stops her by showing her how the curse has affected her, which is giving her fireball farts. Now, dumb powers can be executed well. For example, Doflamingo's power over strings, Katakuri's power over Mochi, the banana guy from JoJo who had a fishing rod. However, all of these characters and powers are from Japan. Over here, when we make powers like these, it's either whoever made them can't write or are freaks. In this case, it's both. They get into a brief scuffle over the love letters, with Harley trying to do a cool explosion walk, but it's fortunately stopped. Oven gets away with the letters, and Harley is clearly disappointed she didn't manage to get them, but suddenly she stumbles upon Ivy battling Batman. Gosh, they dragged Batman into this. Ivy is still angry with Harley, while Harley's trying to make it up to her. Harley then tells Ivy that men fart all the time, and to not give in to the patriarchy. Don't tell me this is the moral of the story. Oh, and this page isn't done with the political slop yet, as Batman says he doesn't care what they do, so long as it isn't against the law, and Ivy then says men make the laws! What does any of this even mean? Are they trying to say men have an advantage over women in farting? Dog, no one likes farting. It smells bad no matter who's dealt it. Man, woman, dog. And hold on, now that I think about it, in what universe is Harley Quinn holding Batman in a headlock? You're telling me that Harley is managing to overpower Batman. Batman! The guy who managed to overpower Killer Croc's jaws, the same guy who kicked a tree in half, the same guy that did this to Bane, that guy is getting headlocked by Harley Quinn? This has to be the canonical weakest Batman in order for him to be getting embarrassed like this. I'd rather trust my safety with broken back Batman than this bat frog. Ivy still isn't forgiving Harley, and Harley says she can feel the pain of not talking in her chest. And in her gut, and so it begins. After failing to patch things up with Ivy, she tries various times to get the letters back from Dutch Oven, failing each time. Hold on, before I get to the next page, she made fondue with her fire farts and offers some to Harley. Then in this panel, they say it was the fondue that... Did this eat the fart fondue? She goes into a bar, frustrated with her failures, of course clearing it out with her farts. After some stupid shenanigans, she somehow manages to knock herself out with a corkscrew and ends up having a fart-related dream, or in my case, a nightmare. What the How much did they pay the freaking artist for this? At most $63K a year? Yes, that's $5K a month or so, but that's still not enough for me to have this be a part of my resume forever! Could you imagine the future job interviews for the artist?
Welcome to the interview. Let's get started.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here today.
All right, so for starters, what was your previous work?
Well, I actually did all the art for Harley Quinn's Silent But Deadly.
The freak is apparently the guy who wrote the fart love letters, which makes sense. She asks him how he was able to become a famous writer if he was such a freak, whereas she would get imprisoned if she talked like that, and he replies by saying he's a white man. Here we go, some more brain-dead politics. First things first, no, Harley, I don't think you would. Secondly, they put you behind bars because you're an actual criminal. Like, look at this list of crimes. Mass murder, animal cruelty, terrorism. They threw me in jail because I'm a woman. Yeah, a woman that bombed children with DS's. Yeah, this guy is a freak, but this is your dream. You made him a freak. Then again, he did write love letters about fart. After waking up from the dream, she goes to a fast food joint where we see the one thing that I thought was a little funny. She says they hire anyone these days and points to a wall of their workers, with Darkseid cheesing the camera, absolutely proud of the minimum wage life. It got a slight smile from me, and I mean slight, like this guy kind of slight. As for the rest of the comic, apparently she's supposed to meet someone there. No. Batman, I could accept. Harley and Ivy are a part of his rogues gallery. Makes sense he would appear, even if it's this bum. But Plastic Man? He is one of my all-time favorites, and they had to drag my boy into this. Look, just please respect Plastic Man. Oh my gosh, they made him into a suit. Oh, it's worse than that. They used him to add another fetish. Dude, what do I even say now? They're using one of my favorite DC superheroes as a way to shoehorn in one more fetish, and I can do nothing about it. Oh my god! Hey guys, Chalupa here. I'm just taking a little break to cool down. I need a calm head in order to read the rest of this, you know? Let's all just chill here for a bit. Maybe we'll all be less angry. Nope, it's not working. They cannot have paid you enough money to draw this. I'd rather this be drawn by AI because at least the AI has no conscious decision on the matter. They heard draw a plastic man blowing farts out of his nose and immediately got to work. They eventually find Oven, disheartened because no matter what she's tried, she still can't get rid of her curse. She now realizes it was her late husband that cursed her, not the letters, and Harley and Plastic Man quickly stop her so she doesn't destroy the letters. Oven thinks no one will ever love her, but Harley then reassures her that it's not over because fart fetishes exist. I'm not kidding, there's the panel. She then thanks Harley by calling her emotionally intelligent. Yeah, I don't think emotional intelligence is Harley's strong suit. Harley then makes up with Ivy, then makes out with Ivy, then they shoehorn Zatanna in at the end. How many freaking superheroes? Oh wait, there's one final joke at the end because Harley was never cursed. She was only lactose intolerant. Oh, that joke right there is a good one. Dog, I have read webtoons about bad harems, the R word, and furry grooming. This comic is right up there with them. Oh, it was an April Fool's comic. You're taking it too seriously. Dog, look at some of these panels that they had to put time and effort into. They even went through the effort of making it scratch and sniff. You know this isn't a simple April Fool's joke. The only ones happy are the fart enjoyers that would gladly sniff every page before it wears off. Then they had the gall to add Plastic Man and make him an object for fart and inflation kinks. This man already doesn't get enough respect with people thinking he's Luffy level. He does not need this comic to weigh him down. You know, with how many extra superheroes they shoved in here, I'm surprised and, frankly, a little glad they didn't add Superman. This comic has been so horrid, my car's tires got stolen while I was making this video. No, that's not a joke. Here's the picture. Coincidence? Probably. Am I still gonna blame it all on this? Yes. Look, man, can't we go back to when making comics was about trying to tell a good story? We look back so fondly on such masterpieces of the past that we don't consider making our own masterpieces. So let's just put the politics and fetishes aside and go back to making good comics! Wait a second. Does that say issue number 1? Is there gonna be more of this? Nope, never mind, you can kill them. Anyways, I am relieved to say that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching this video in its entirety. If you guys like this video, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you guys haven't already, consider joining the Patreon to help me get new wheels. If you guys have any video suggestions, then please leave it in the comments section below. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.